Hey guys, this is Pixel Dan and it's time. San Diego Comic-Con 2024 begins tonight with preview night, but before preview night at the convention center even opens, we're gonna check out this place right here. This is Super 7's San Diego location, and tonight they are doing a Dungeons and Dragons themed event. And it's gonna be open to the press for a couple hours before it opens to the public. So we're gonna go ahead and kick off San Diego Comic-Con by checking this out, seeing what's inside. So join me. I will say Super 7 always does an amazing job of like re-theming their store every year for something different. So we got this amazing Dungeons and Dragons theming. Look at the doorway right there. That is so incredibly cool. So not exactly sure what all is going on in here. Usually they just have some merchandise that they're selling for these events. They'll have their Dungeons and Dragons exclusives, but a lot of times they show off new product as well. So whatever we've got in there, I'll make sure I shoot for you guys so you can see what's going on. Hey, look who I'm here with. What's going on, Brian?
Hey, Dan, how are you?
I'm doing good. It's San Diego Comic-Con time again.
It is San Diego Comic-Con time yet again. And it's Wednesday. Con hasn't even started.
I was going to say, preview night.
We're already doing stuff.
We're already doing the thing. We're starting off with you, man, at the Dungeons and Dragons pop-up event.
right here, you know.
Oh.
It's a little bit right there. Thank you.
So what's going on here? What is this all about, this Dungeons and Dragons event?
Obviously, for anybody that's paid attention, we've been doing D&D for a little while yet, because we're all nerds. We're all in safe space now, safe tree, you know. And it's 50th anniversary of D&D, so we're doing a little bit of new, a little bit of old, and a little bit of everything in between for D&D. So what better place to do it than here?
Than right here,
It's
right?
the Super Bowl of the Nerds.
That's true.
And we're here. That's what we're doing.
Awesome. And I know that like you teased already some of the stuff that you guys were going to have on display. And I know I've been, oh my gosh, the floor is smoking right now.
Exactly.
This is insanity.
Exactly.
Magic.
We're going to roll some dice, Dan. Let's go.
What perfect timing for that. Now, can you even see us anymore? This is crazy.
Barely.
Yeah, anyways.
All right, let's try to look at some toys then.
Let's look at some toys.
All right.
Because we know what Dan's really here for.
This is always the toys.
That's all right. So, why don't you lead? You're on the left.
Well, okay. So, you recently revealed that you guys are doing the animated series Dungeons and Dragons figures, which is
correct.
Interesting because like Hasbro did these already, but now we've got them with you guys with the Ultimates treatment.
Yes.
So, can you like kind of walk us through and tell us like how do these differ from what we already got?
Well, obviously, what you already got, it's a little bit smaller. It's got a little less, accessories and different things. And that was really a mass market. It's a collector product, but it was still meant to be on shelf at Target. And I think that there's a lot more that we can do with these figures. So we really wanted to dive in on Ultimates, also knowing that we're going to go deep in the line.
Sure.
So starting out, that line had 6 figures.
Right.
You're in, you're out, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, from the get-go, you're getting Dekion and the Shadow Warriors.
Yeah, that's so
we haven't
cool.
even gotten to Avenger yet. And there's such a deep well within D&D to do that to only do the core team would be, I don't know. It doesn't do it justice. Come on.
That's true. That's true.
And then the big bad, which we've been talking about forever, figuring out how we do, is Tiamat.
Which is bananas. Like, okay, as soon as you guys announced this, you gave the measurements and everything. I knew it was going to be huge, but obviously now I'm looking at it in person. It's freaking huge, man.
It's huge, and it's still relative scale huge. Depending on what part of the cartoon you're watching, he's a lot of different sizes. At some points, he's as big as a mountain, and some points, he talks.
It's pretty common
people.
for animation, right?
But this was as big as we could make it, where we thought you could still actually put it in your house.
Okay, got it.
Because you've already got a cat's lair going in.
Oh my God,
So, there's only so big that we can get with it. But it's actually also the first Ultimates in vinyl. So
gotcha. That's what I was going to ask. It's a vinyl figure.
It's a vinyl figure because not obviously, but within this, it's like D&D is a big franchise, but it's not quite as big, if you will, as some of the other franchises that we work with.
Right.
So we were, really looking at how numbers and how everything can work. And this is really drafting off a lot of the work that we did on the supersized vinyls and making those big vinyl figures. So we could make an in-scale, gigantic Tiamat, make it pretty darn affordable for the scale, and fit with all your other Ultimates figures.
So what's the price point? You say affordable. 300 on that.
300.
And does it feature any articulation
Oh yeah,
at all? Okay.
The legs, the tail in multiple places, necks, heads, wings, I'd say fully articulated, but for a vinyl figure, it's got a lot of articulation.
Wow.
And it looks amazing.
It really does. I mean, the colors, the size, everything about that, it's incredible. And it's, I mean, obviously that's one of those like, that's the thing, right? For Dungeons and Dragons that I feel like everybody would want.
That, well, and you know, there is a vintage one, but the vintage one doesn't have that scale,
right,
and it's
exactly.
not as accurate. So it's sort of tricky to love that vintage Tiamat.
That's amazing. Gosh.
And then, you know, so that's throwing back to old. And then for new, we have Vecna. So he's one of the main characters, villains, whatever you want to call him, in D&D lore. And so having a modern, articulated version of Vecna was really great.
That's very cool. And then the translucent one up in the front is our Comic-Con exclusive.
That's right,
correct?
Sheila the Thief. So when she puts on her hood and she goes invisible in the cartoon, so you've got the invisible Sheila the Thief, and that is San Diego Comic-Con exclusive.
Well, I don't know if you've even said or anything, but the Comic-Con exclusives, will they be going online at some point, or are they just show only?
Whatever inventory is left over at the show always goes online on Monday.
Okay, perfect. That's
very
cool.
We want people to have a chance, you know. And then we haven't told anybody about these, but we have 4 new reaction figure prototypes on display. We got the gelatinous cube.
The gelatinous cube. Holy cow, that's amazing.
And then it comes apart, and you have there's like skulls and stuff inside, and you can get your figures inside the gelatinous cube.
Oh, that's so cool.
You have the Demi-Lick from the Horrors of the Tomb. You have the Ogre from the Hidden Shrine of Tamawachin, and the Orc from Keep at the Borderlands. So these are all vintage module art, because that's when I was playing D&D, that artwork was just so much a part of it.
Amazing. And this is just like where you guys are starting with this. I mean, it's amazing that you roll this out, boom, Tiamat right there at the beginning with all this incredible stuff. That's how you do it.
Give me giant dragons, let's go. All right. And then for me, the biggest thing actually is tomorrow we'll have Erol Otus here.
Oh, so very cool.
He is one of the original artwork. He was artist at TSR.
Yeah.
But his paintings specifically were those ones as a kid where I was just enthralled with them, and so I'm really kind of geeking out on that.
Yeah,
so
totally.
Tomorrow Erol's going to be here, which is awesome. Let's see, what else should we talk about?
What else should you talk about?
See, I can lead, but it's your interview.
No, I mean, I was gonna say, because you've always got such amazing merchandise, like all around the store. I love the way you guys theme the store for all of these different events. So, I mean, let's just talk about what are some of the other cool things we have available here at the pop-up shop.
One of the coolest things here is, so we did glow-in-the-dark reaction figures of 5 of the characters from the first waves of reaction. But the really fun thing is the card backs are glow-in-the-dark, and as you can see, they're maps. But if you look, the cards actually all line up, and it's actually one giant dungeon map across all 5 cards.
Is cool.
So you can see like the tunnel going across from Gith Yankee to the Afridi. There's things you gotta like jump across in the chasm over here. There's a stairway over here. So that's a super fun little kind of hidden detail.
I love it.
So all 5 line up to make a giant map.
And obviously you can never go wrong with glow in the dark, but those look great in the glow in the dark plastics. I love that.
They did. They turned out really, really awesome. And then, last year we got the G.I. Joe wax packs.
That's right.
So this year
now you got Dungeons and Dragons wax packs.
Animated D&D wax packs.
Oh, wow.
Which are super cool. So takes you all the way back to being a young kid again with the wax packs. That's a really great set.
The dice sets?
The glow-in-the-dark dice.
Oh, man, that's so cool.
Well, it's glow-in-the-dark dice, and then the high number is always Mummy Boy.
Perfect.
So the glow with blue and red is Mummy Boy's colors.
Yeah.
So we made our dice set Mummy Boy colors.
Amazing.
And then for our throwback, what we did was, I'll show you some open ones. So we made what's called a dealer deck.
Okay.
So in this, we took 20 different monsters out of the original Monster Manual and Fiend Folio, 20 of our favorite monsters, beautifully designed. We scanned them and used all that, and then came up with the fronts, and then it's a 20-sided die, so if your dungeon master's looking for something to happen, they roll the dice, you get a 3, you pull out the 3, and this is what you have to fight.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Super, super fun.
I love the theming with the Mountain Dew and the Skittles and everything, too.
Well, if you were gaming,
I mean, that's
this is what you'd be eating,
The
right?
Funyuns are over here. I mean,
there's always that guy. There's always that guy, right? You're like, Funyuns?
Yeah.
Where did that get
Never been a fan.
You know,
Never
but
been a fan of Funyuns.
Cheeto, and then you don't want to be the
Cheeto dust,
guy.
yep,
'Cause
the
then,
Cheeto
no,
dust.
You don't want to be the Cheeto guy. And then the apparel. The funniest part here, back to your what do you wear when you're playing D&D, the team lobbied really hard, and I want everyone to know that I lobbied against this and lost, which is D&D sweatpants.
You lobbied against the sweatpants? What do you have against the sweatpants?
It's just like, come on,
Like,
guys.
too much?
That's
A little too far?
It's a little too gross, all right? They're like, no. This is what you're in at the house.
The dice is amazing on there,
you're,
though.
You're in your sweatpants playing D&D.
That's so cool.
And it's like, oh, come on. Let's kick this up a level. There's that. The classic wizard.
And now the smoke is back. Ooh, look at the Warduke shirt.
I know, I was gonna
Yeah, the
If you
Warduke
can see it
shirt.
through the
over
smoke
here. We can go over here.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an homage here.
I love it.
Do you know the homage?
What is the homage? What am I missing?
I can't say it out loud.
Oh, no.
We'll tell you afterwards.
Okay.
And then the 1974 ringer.
That's
So-
cool. I like it.
Nice retro throwback. And then we've got. This is a great illustration.
Oh, that's awesome.
It reminds me of the old sticker sheets.
Totally.
And rub-on transfers. Presto Magics. And then we have a Vecna shirt. So this is our heavy metal Vecna.
So cool. Dang.
Yeah.
That's it? Holy cow.
Well, I mean,
It's amazing.
It's this.
No,
It's
yeah,
that.
this
It's
is
all
awesome.
of it.
No, the theming is so fun. But there you guys go. Dungeons and Dragons at San Diego Comic-Con before the show even starts.
Before the show even starts, just for you.
Thank you, Brian. That's amazing. But seriously, thank you for taking the time to walk us through.
Of course.
Always happy
of
to
course.
see you. We got lots more to see still from the booth on the show floor. I mean, I know we got turtles and all kinds of other things to talk about still.
Oh,
so
we got a lot to talk about
Okay,
when we get
cool.
to the booth. There's a lot of crazy stuff there.
That means you guys better stay tuned because there's going to be even more yet to come from San Diego Comic-Con. So until then, Dungeons & Dragons pop up with Super 7,
With
Brian
Pixel
Flynn, Pixel Dan.
On the YouTubes, on the interwebs.
That's definitely
right
where I
there.
am. That's it. All right. Until next time, my friends.
Stay up to date with Pixel Dan at San Diego Comic-Con 2024. Follow Pixel Dan on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Or you can support the channel through Patreon and unlock other exclusive content. Thanks for tuning in to your premier source for all things toys with Pixel Dan. See you again.